Hi Cancerians, it's Jill and welcome to Tarot by the Sea. Right, I'm sorry, I've just said to my daughter, I just looked at the computer screen and I was like, my god, I look like Frankenfurter at the Rocky Horror Picture Show in this light. I just want to get the reading out, so let's just get it done, okay? We'll be using the Gilded Tarot and we'll be using by Ciro Marchetti, and we will be using the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine to do your reading from the 29th of January to the 4th of February 2018. I've got all the other ones done. You're my last one and I just really want to get them done. You'll have to excuse me, I hurt my back. I must have slept funny last night. Also, there might be a few oohs and ows and lots of other very appropriate, probably not very appropriate language if it hurts. Okay, so here we go. So this is Cancer from the 29th of January to the 4th of February 2018. Your cards are taking a little while. Oh, now today I don't know what's going on. Today I am getting a lot of flipped cards, okay, and these are like hidden cards. This is the first card for you and it flips and it's the Queen of Cups. Okay, that could be you. Why you would come up as the Queen of Cups as a hidden card in your own reading, I have no idea. Maybe you are looking for love, but you're kind of doing it secretly. Maybe, I don't know why you would be doing that. Let's see if we can find out. Right, okay, so we have the Fool. We have the Three of Wands, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You go from, moving forward to waiting for your ships to come in. And the Queen of Cups is kind of, maybe this is what it's telling you, is it's like you have the Queen of Cups and she's kind of looking for her ships to come in too. So you may be dealing with another water sign, or that may be you waiting for something. You have Death. If you've ever watched tarot before and you see the Death card and go, oh my god, somebody's going to die. No, it's not. It's just about change, my sweethearts. You have the King of Cups. Ooh, interesting. Soulmate couple, maybe? Very loving couple, that one. Though in fairness, okay. In fairness, the feeling that I'm getting is that it might be kind of boring. Because the King of Cups, yes, he's emotionally balanced and he's very loving and he's very compassionate and he's very sweet. And the Queen of Cups has more of that passionate edge to her, okay? If you look at her colours, she's got that kind of red kind of colour that's in associated, the colour scheme that she wears is associated with the fire signs as well. So she has a little bit more passion perhaps than the King. The King tends to be a bit of a lazy git. He kind of sits around on his throne and he's not particularly ambitious and he's not particularly driven. And you can just imagine him kind of being the squishy sitting on the sofa watching the football kind of king. And maybe the Queen of Cups wants something a little bit more. Okay. The wheel is turning. The wheel is turning. This can be good luck. It could just be that time is just passing. You know, maybe this has been going on for a long time. Maybe this is a very long-term relationship. That's for some of you. I haven't done the reading yet, so I don't really know. I'm not sure that Emperor was meant to come out, to be honest. We have the Emperor and the Empress though. We have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Emperor and the Empress. We're talking soulmate, you're talking twin flame with that lot. Serious power couple. sun. Maybe you're all just happy in your little world. Maybe that's your reading. Maybe that's your reading. It's just like, yes, you're happy. That's really nice. Thank you very much. Okay, and on the bottom of this deck, you have the Prince of Autumn, which is the Prince of Pentacles, okay, which is the Knight of Pentacles. You also have the Page of Pentacles in here. Movement forward in the Pentacles world, messages in the Pentacles world. I'm not sure they're the right way around anymore. There we go. Prince of Autumn, dependable, protective, chivalrous and humorous, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail and kindness to others. Okay. Really do look like something out of Rocky Horror. It's hilarious. Right, oh my goodness. Look, I'm all sitting here snuggled up in my blanket feeling very sorry for myself. And here we go. Right. Oh, it's very professional, isn't it? So we have the Fool. And the Fool is basically about, oh my gosh, what's the Fool about? The Fool is about childish, naive, innocent kind of feeling, moving forward without really thinking about it. It can be a little bit reckless. Can also be a bit of a commitment phobe, okay? He just wants to move on to the next thing. He's just ready to kind of like start a new journey and just do his thing. And you have the Strength card. So you could be dealing with a Leo, but that doesn't seem to resonate that much with these cards as much as it does the Gilded Tarot. It is the grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, time to embrace how wonderful you are. Have you forgotten how wonderful you are? Maybe you've got a little bit lost. Maybe you've been in this relationship and someone's been very controlling. The Emperor can be quite controlling, okay? The Emperor can be quite controlling. And maybe this is you in the back and you've kind of been a little lamb up until now, you know. And maybe you've kind of like followed along with what's been asked of you. And you've been kind of quite complicit, maybe, is probably the wrong word. But you know what I mean. It's like, perhaps you've been quite passive rather than active and you've kind of followed along. In the original deck, in the Gilded Tarot, the lady is holding the chain that's round the lion's neck and she's kind of leading it. And she's not really looking at him and he's not really looking at her, but they're just kind of like going along together. And if it's a long-term relationship, then maybe that's how it's always been. Or even if it's a newer relationship, I suppose, it could be that one of you just tends to go along with the other one. And if it's the King and Queen of Cups, neither of them likes an argument. So maybe you do. Maybe you just kind of poodle along. And it's all very emotionally balanced and it's all very nice and things. But maybe you're itching for this. Maybe you're itching for this movement forward. Maybe you want a new start. And it doesn't mean you need to leave your relationship. It just means that you need a new start. You want something to inspire you. You want something to push you forward. You want something that you can have as a new adventure. You want something new. You want to be excited about something again. And you're waiting. You're waiting for the Emperor. For some of you, you're having to kind of go along with things. You're having to be strong because maybe the Emperor has decided to become the Fool. And maybe he's disappeared on you. And this is why you're sitting here waiting. And this is what's hidden. It's that you're sitting there waiting for this person. And they're all off on their jollies, doing whatever it is that they're doing, and you're kind of sitting waiting for them. And you're trying to be strong, because you know this person. That's an 11 card, you know, and we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and we have the Emperor and the Empress. Maybe some of you are sitting waiting for someone who you think is your twin. And you're waiting. You're waiting for your ships to come in. You've already made the decision. Look, you have 2 swords behind you. You have 2 wands behind you. So he's past the point where there are the 2 wands and he has to choose which direction to take. You've already taken the direction. Now you're just waiting. And you could be waiting for this emperor. You could be waiting for anything, quite honestly. You could be waiting for a new job. You could be waiting to travel. You could be waiting to do anything. And the Emperor in this deck says, use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organised, a firm but compassionate leader. It could be anything. He has a heart there, and that looks like a world there. It could be anything he's waiting for. But he's waiting. For some of you, you do have this, you are having the strength to move forward and be the Fool, because you have this change, and you have the 8 of Summer. Excuse me, I think I've got hair or something. It's really annoying me. So there's a desire for a more meaningful life, realising it's time to move on, choosing to make major life choices. Maybe you've already decided to do this. Okay. Trusting your intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation. The High Priestess. High Priestess is always water sign to me as well. And then we have the Queen of Cups, looking off to the horizon, waiting for something. And she's there and she's composed. The Queen of Cups, she's quite emotionally balanced in most senses. She's kind, she's compassionate, she's all of those things. She can be very distracted. She can be quite detached because she's been hurt. So what she does is she keeps her defences up. Okay, and she just distracts herself. And if things get hard, if things get difficult, she just distracts. And she just detaches from it because she's protecting herself. She's not like the Queen of Swords who'll fight back. And this is what I was saying back here. It's like maybe there is this turbulence going on. Maybe this relationship has always been one. The Emperor's quite controlling. And maybe it's always been one where she's just not fought back. Maybe she's just always kind of gone with it because she just doesn't want to argue, and she's just detached herself from it. And she's just kind of going with the flow, and she's just like, I'm not arguing. But maybe this has made her quite lonely. And she's looking for love. She's detached so far away from this relationship. And she's looking for love. She's looking for someone to love her. And for someone, for her to give her cup of love to. And for some of you, that could be an Aquarius. Okay? For some of you, it could be a Leo. Some of you, it could be an Aries. Some of it could be a Scorpio. And we have the King of Cups and the Empress. Fire sign, water sign. The Empress says, time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. Maybe that's why you're quite comfortable. Maybe that's why you're quite comfortable. You're detached, but you're quite comfortable because you have this life of luxury with this King of Cups. And maybe he's a water sign. Maybe he has water in his chart. Or maybe he just has that kind of energy, you know, he's kind of sweet. He's a bit lazy, you know. He'll sit on the sofa. And he's, you know, he's nice enough. He's loving enough. But it's just kind of not that drive of the Knight of Cups. It's not that drive of the King of Pentacles. Though in fairness, Pentacles are quite boring too. I'm sorry. If you've got Earth in your chart, I've got like cups and I've got cups and air and fire in mine. So to me, it's like the Pentacles are really slow, and it's just like I couldn't do all that planning, and I couldn't do all that waiting around, and I couldn't do all that taking it slow that they do. And I admire that so much in them. I wish I had more of that, but I don't. You know, and I don't think I could live like that. But you have this King of Cups sitting on the sofa, kind of maybe having a cup of tea and stuff, and watching telly. And maybe you want to be the Empress. Maybe you want to go and party and go nice places and have fun and enjoy yourself and have that Aries energy of just going out and socialising and all that kind of stuff. And maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he just wants to sit on the sofa, you know, with a pint or with a cup of tea. And you want to go out and have fun. But the thing is, it's like he's looking at the Empress with love. He's looking at the Empress with love. And maybe you feel a little bit guilty, and maybe this was why this was hidden. You feel guilty for the fact that you want something else. You feel guilty for the fact that you want love, but not the kind of love that the King of Cups gives you. Maybe you want the kind of love that the Emperor would give you. This fire sign. This really successful, like driven human being who has passion and has love and he's like the magician in the real world, you know. He's like the magician in the Pentacles world. He has pentacles, he has fire, he has swords, he has intellect, he has everything. This man has everything. And maybe that's what you're waiting for. And maybe that makes you feel a little bit guilty that you are the Queen of Cups and you're with the King of Cups, and actually you want to be the Empress. It's quite funny, but it's like, you know, we were just talking about the Pentacles energy, you know, and we have this Page of Pentacles, and the pages never go far from their home space. They never go far from the palace, okay? They carry messages and things like that, but they never go far from the palace. They're not like the knights. They don't get on the horse and go and travel and have adventures and all that kind of stuff. And maybe this is the person that you're with. They don't go far from the house. They're steady, they're stable, financially they're okay. Yeah, it's not the Ten of Pentacles, but he's got his pentacle. He's stable and he's steady. And then you have this guy on the unicorn coming flying in. And this reminds me very much of the Knight of Wands, okay, which is another fire sign. And he comes flying in, yeah, horn blaring on his unicorn, looking all magic and fancy and smancy and all sorts, okay. And he makes you happy. He makes you happy. And that's sitting underneath the Emperor. Maybe you want that excitement. Maybe you want this. Maybe you don't want this slightly overweight, kind of sitting in his chair man. Maybe you want this really hot, kind of half naked fairy man with all his billowing, flowing hair and horn, and there's lots of horns there actually. Who's exciting and dramatic and all that kind of stuff. And I'm a bit confused about the last two cards because we have the Four of Swords and we have the Justice card. And the Justice, so this is basically taking a time out. And this Justice card says, time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end fair and objective decisions. But what are you deciding about? What are you deciding about? What are you taking a break from? And what are you deciding about? Hidden, again. Six of Swords. Maybe you're thinking of leaving. Maybe you're thinking of moving on. You have the Six of Swords. She's on her boat and she's heading off into the sunset. But you're not talking the Seven of Swords, okay? It's not the kind of sneaky, cheating, lying, kind of thieving kind of energy. It's just a deliberate move away from something. And maybe that's what you're trying to decide. I mean, this isn't going to resonate with everyone, is it? But remember, we were talking about this. Maybe you want to move forward together with this Leo. But I don't think this is the King of Cups. I think this is the Emperor, actually. I don't know, though. That doesn't feel right. Juggling. Maybe you are. Maybe you're focusing on manifesting something new. Maybe you're looking at manifesting something new and rainbowy and sparkly. Maybe you just want more. Juggling, third party. Maybe it's something you're thinking about. Maybe this person has come in. Maybe this star person has come in. Or sun person has come in. With his horn, look. And you're making this decision. He has the same horn. I don't know whether you can see it. And maybe this is the person that's going to drive you to make a decision as to whether you want to go or stay. I don't even know whether it's actually about them. I think it's kind of, it's opened your eyes to an extent as to what else is out there. And you want a new start. You want something fresh. You want something new. This is a new idea. This is a new belief. This is a new way of life. And you have hope. But things aren't illuminated yet. Those cards don't feel right. Yeah, you have the dreamer, look. And we're back to this again. Embrace your true purpose. Begin a new adventure and trust yourself. And you have the King of Winter, which is the King of Swords. Knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded and unemotional. Get advice from someone professional, objective, public speaking, unemotional relationships. Maybe this is where you are. Maybe it's a kind of loving relationship in the same way that you love someone but you're not in love with them. And maybe they feel the same way about you, because you have the King of Winter and the Queen of Winter. Maybe this is a soulmate. Maybe this is genuinely a soulmate. But you don't have to be with your soulmate forever. You know? Let go of people and things that no longer serve you. Now's the time to focus on your career, unmarried or divorced individuals. Maybe you've just got divorced. And now you're kind of starting fresh. And maybe you've come out of this relationship with this Knight of Cups, Knight of Winter, which was unemotional and detached and just kind of comfy. And now you're ready to make a new start. And again you have the Six of Winter, which we've just had, which is the Six of Swords. Positive changes are on the way, a welcome relief from troubled times, travelling or relocating. And you know, when I said the Sun, I said it reminds me of the Knight of Wands. That's the next one in your deck. Immediate action, the challenge you can manage, a passionate relationship. Maybe this person has come in and opened your eyes. Or maybe this is you. Maybe this is you. Maybe you're suddenly free and you're the Empress and you're like, right, I am off. I'm gone. I'm going off to do my own thing. I'm going to go off and do fun stuff. I'm going to go off and do what the heck I want to do. But my sense is that maybe not, because this is the Two of Winter, which is the Two of Swords. It says indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's good for you rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. I think you, like every other sign that I've done, basically has got a choice to make. And it kind of makes sense, because if other people are making choices, you're probably going to be making choices too. And it's just like, what do I do? Do I stay in this comfort with this King of Cups who's nice enough, and be the Queen of Cups, always looking for something else? Or do I go with this Knight of Wands, this Sun card, the Sun Man on his unicorn, this Emperor? For some of you, I think the Emperor and the King of Cups are pretty similar, are the same person quite possibly, and the King of Winter. They're all kind of the same person, because the Emperor can be slightly controlling, or the Emperor can be controlling. The Knight of Winter is detached. The King of Cups to an extent is detached as well. He's in control of his emotions. There's no passion particularly with the King of Cups, to be honest. The Knight of Cups, maybe there was some passion there, but not the King. I think for some of you it's a transition. It's like you don't know what to do. This is true for so many signs, it's not just you. Now, I just did Scorpio's reading with these. If you don't like the illustrations, okay, it's probably better you turn off now. They are quite graphic, in fairness. So let's have a look and see what we've got for you. I love these cards though, they feel really heavy and just they slide beautifully, they're amazing. No, I'm not taking 4 hidden ones, sorry. Sorry. Okay. Right, I have to use the book for these ones because very, very different meanings. I need to put the glasses on because it's really hard to see the print. So the first two cards that we have this one, and we have this one. And they are the Eight of Chalices and the Ten of Chalices. Which one's first? The 10. 10 of Chalices. Attachment. The magic of the chalice. The attachment between partners orientates a relationship between continuity and and it is necessary to form a happy family. So yes, that makes sense, doesn't it? It's like this is all about family. Number 8. Bashfulness. The magic of the bundle of thistle. You must try to know your partner's character in spite of his reserve. Beneath the thorns you might find a right choice, an honest and sincere person. I think he is. I think the King of Cups is an honest and sincere person. He may not be the most exciting person in the world, but I think he's honest and sincere, and I think you know that. And I think that's why you're feeling perhaps a little bit guilty about how you're feeling. If this doesn't resonate for you, it doesn't resonate for you, okay? This is for a very specific number of people. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. The magic of the hare and the dove, growing closer, growing apart, deluding, confirming. Every game of pleasure must end and doubts must be dispelled. And that is above the Emperor and the Knight of Wands, the Prince of Spring and the man on the Sun Horse. Okay. So I will read it again. Growing closer, growing apart, deluding, confirming. Every game of pleasure must end and doubts must be dispelled. The next card we have is this one, which is the Knight of Wands. Again, here we go, look. Knight of Wands, Knight of Wands. Where are we? Knight of Wands. The magic of the spike of wheat. The bond that prevents others from escaping us is not made from fear but from joy, not from chains but from freedom, not from past promises but from future plans. The bond that prevents others from escaping us is made not from fear but from joy, not from chains but from freedom, not from past promises but from future plans. It's not about what's happened in the past. You shouldn't be afraid to leave. If you want to leave, you shouldn't be afraid to leave. You should be staying because you're joyful staying. If you're not joyful staying, then why are you staying? Every action should be taken from a positive point of view, okay, not from a negative one. It's about, do you want to move forward with this person? Not, am I scared to move forward, okay? It should be about, am I staying with this person because I want to move forward with them, or am I staying with them just because I'm comfortable with them and I'm afraid to leave? And the Queen of Wands. You've got all Wands cards. And I shuffled. Have you got all Wands cards? No, you've got two Chalices and you've got two Wands. Queen of Wands. I've got to have to do this one. Just make sure I'm still reading Wands. Magic of the intertwined rings. Honesty and devotion between partners are born of daily pleasures. You must seduce your partner every day as if it were the first time. Maybe that's where you need to get to. Maybe you need to get back to the point where you guys are actually in that space, rather than thinking of moving on somewhere else. You may want to move on somewhere else, okay? Maybe it's about getting that spark back in your old relationship. So instead of like sitting around in your comfy slippers and your tracky bottoms, maybe it's about actually trying to get that feeling back. So how can you do that? Can you do that? Do you want to do that? If you don't want to do that, but you crave that energy to the point where you're looking elsewhere, should you be where you are? This might just be a temporary thing. This might just be a temporary thing because it's only the course of a week, okay? So it may just be a temporary feeling. But if it's a long-term feeling, maybe you need to look at it. Did we have the King of Wands? Get advice from someone professional and objective. Maybe it's about time to actually go and see someone. Is it time to go and see a guidance counsellor? You know, and get some advice as to how to move this forward. If you want to, if that's what you want to do. If you value this relationship, is there a way that you can get back to a point where you regain that passion in it? And where you're not just lost in it? Can you get back to being the Emperor and the Empress? If you care about the relationship and that's what you want, you will work together to do that. And if not, is it the right relationship for you to be in? Can you cope with the fact that it's not going to be like that? Do you want to be with someone who won't work with you on that if that's what you need? If your partner is a King of Wands, they're a good person. They are a good person, but are they enough for you? Is this just going to be a temporary thing that's going to fade over time, you know? You just feel like this now for some reason. Maybe someone has come in and stirred your emotions and you want that in the person that you're with. It doesn't have to be a third-party relationship. Maybe there is just someone who's come and made you kind of feel more like the Empress, or more like the Queen of Wands, and giving you that sort of sense of passion back. And maybe you want that in what you've already got. Doesn't have to be a third-party relationship. Okay, I'm going to leave that with you. Hope it resonated in some way, hope it helped. I will speak to you when I'm not looking like, I don't know, death, like the Grim Reaper. I will speak to you in about a week's time. Okay, take care of yourself. Lots of love. Bye-bye.